that, if you tend to get one answer wrong, you'll lose like totally of 5 marks. And that was very much surprising to me at first, and I was baffled by that. Then later I got to understand, like, yeah, it's gonna be like this. And yeah, so technically, so genuinely, if it's a subjective exam and it's a 60-mark paper, I will usually expect like 58 or 59. But if it's an objective type exam like this, I was very shocked when I learned that I only got 50, and that shattered me, because I never really lost that much marks in my life, like, and that really deep, I was really disappointed at first. Then later I learned to adapt to it, and I think that's what helped in my maturity journey, like for me maturing emotionally, because I'm a very sensitive person. I get very affected when I lose a lot of marks, or if I don't know the answer to a particular question, particularly in my field of academics, because I find it very precious, because people genuinely say that I'm very academically well, so I find it very much of a precious thing to protect that. So because of that conscience, I always tend to pressurize myself sometimes, and if I find that if I don't know the answer to this, I kind of get stressed a lot. So because of that, like the first time I wrote these objective type exams, I didn't get the marks I was expecting. That didn't mean I lost a lot of marks, because I did get some good marks, but then like I ended up, I wasn't up to my expectations, and like I said before, that was very disappointing for me. But then later on I realized that that system is very important, because like I said in the beginning, it's not like there's no point in mugging up information, because what the education system is pushing us all to do is to buy hard textbooks, definitions, etc., and it can be pressurizing a lot. Like particularly I think for people, for me and many other students it's fine, but for people who have a who are kind of having a problem with memorizing, it's gonna be tough for them, and that learning method is not efficient for them. That doesn't mean they're intellectually less smarter, because I know some people like that, and they're very they're very nice people, and they're very smart in another type of way, and I really appreciate that smartness, and I wish I had that sort of intelligence, because I think that's what's going to be more benefiting if you happen to aspire to be a scientist or an engineer or a doctor or whatsoever, because there's no point in knowing information and not knowing how to apply it. And I think that knowledge of applying our knowledge, that skill is very important. And I think foundation courses like XandY help you achieve that kind of technical and application based kind of skill, because the way some of the questions are in our workbooks, it's not like the questions I see in regular school workbooks or in the school exams. So obviously you need to prepare yourself like that if you want to write an entrance exam, but that kind of skill is not just important for writing an entrance exam. That kind of skill is important for any sort of problem solving, for any kind of problem solving dilemma, because in our world there are so many things we have to deal with right now. Like, it's not just in the field of science, in this field of politics, in the field of technology, etc. We humans, and we as mankind, we have to deal with many problems, and we need to develop that skill, and we need to develop that skill particularly with our young population to deal and solve that problem. That problem solving mindset should be developed, that kind of technical mindset, that kind of mindset of applying the knowledge. I think that's the basis. Applying knowledge, that way of technical thinking is very important. And I think that's what most education systems should move to. Because I've read this in a book, that I've read about this somewhere, that the current education system is particularly in India, current education system is based off what the British gave us, on the basis of what the Britain had during the Industrial Revolution. So technically, back in those days, so technically the education system that we are currently learning in is what people in the 1800s also learned. It's that kind of a rigid, very very straightforward. I mean, I won't say straightforward, it's kind of a rigid, yes, and like that mugging up kind, like you need to do this, you need to obey this, you need to do it this way, otherwise you're not gonna pass this exam. It's kind of like that mindset, and I've noticed that in certain teachers also, because that's the kind of system that our education system is fostering. And it's not just a problem in India, I think it's a problem worldwide, that many education systems are forcing children to by heart their textbooks. And children who didn't understand the topic properly, they find it very hard to by heart that topic. And people who learn write this mugged up things in their exam, they get full marks without understanding the value of grasping the idea of the concept, grasping the idea of how to apply that concept. And when I joined XandY, I think my main where I can mainly see my improvement was in maths and physics, because before I didn't have much of an interest for physics before, and I didn't understand. I didn't know of how much importance these two things had in our current world, because I found physics usually boring, like in 7th grade and 6th grade, and maths also, it was kind of boring for me, because 6th grade math was all about numbers and digits, and it didn't click to me like as much other subjects did for me. So I usually found it very boring, and I think mainly why I found it boring and why many other people find it boring is because they don't understand the technical value of these kind of things. I think this technical value is something that I cannot explain straightforward. It's something that you'll only experience once you start to really understand what mathematics and physics and chemistry and biology, whatever subject that is, like when you understand the purpose of these subjects in our modern day society, that's when you only feel the value of the value that learning things, gaining knowledge really is. And mainly, like I said, my mathematics has improved very much. Like I used to take a lot of time to do algebraic problems and linear equations, and I didn't understand exponents properly. And with my 8th grade foundation course, those all things are very clear with me, with proper explanation and the practice, the workbooks that they provide us. I think it has helped me challenge my intuition, and it has helped me develop this kind of it has helped me develop that kind of somewhat of that technical knowledge. And I think everyone should gain that kind of technical knowledge, like I've explained it before. And yeah, so that's technically what this foundation course has helped me, and I wish to study in it until I wish to continue forward with this, and I would recommend others to join a foundation course too for this same reason. Thank you.